So in line with our 2025 annual operational theme, dubbed Beyond Borders, Harnessing Technology and Collaboration for Crime Prevention and Detection, the DEC is pleased to report on the significant operational successes recorded during the year under review. Inspired by the aspirations of the National Policy on Drug and Substance Control and the 8th National Development Plan, the Commission has continued strengthening its crusade against drug, financial, and economic crimes. This crusade is testament of our resolve to contribute to the promotion of human and social development and the creation of good governance environment through crime prevention, detection, and prosecution. During the period under review, colleagues, our drug demand reduction interventions involved intelligence gathering and investigations into illicit drug cultivation, production, trafficking, possession, and abuse. In this regard, between 1st January and 30th November of 2025, the Commission recorded the following successes. Investigations. A total of 4,638 reports were received in connection with suspected drug-related offenses. Out of the 4,638 reports I've mentioned, investigations were commenced in 4,456. This represents a 4.7% increase in reports received between 1st January and 30th November 2024 in relation to the period that is under review right now. In 2024, investigations were commenced in 3,893 cases, out of the 4,421 cases that were reported. The increase in reports, colleagues, reflects the Commission's enhanced collaboration and cooperation with local and international law enforcement agencies, as well as the general public. Drug seizures. An all-time annual record high of over 1,800 tons of illegal and controlled drugs were seized in operations conducted countrywide in the year under review. Notable seizures, colleagues, included the following. Cannabis, we had 13.156 kilograms. Cannabis plants, that's where we uproot. Cannabis plants, we had 1,870 tons of cannabis plants. Unprecedented, I must say. Cannabis seeds were at 997.8 kilograms. Miraa were at 474.8 kilograms. Benylin with codeine. It's a drug that has not been understood clearly. I think we'll put more emphasis on educating the masses to understand that it's actually an illegal drug. We're at 2.97 kilograms. Cocaine, we had 648.6 grams. Now, the above seizures show an aggregated 4,000% plus annual increase between 2024 and 2025 in terms of all forms of drugs that have been seized. I must emphasize that I'm sure you saw our operations in a place called Chifwema, where we found unprecedented quantities of cannabis being grown, meaning there is market. And this is just nearby here. Not a very long way ago. It's not like you're very, very far away from Lusaka. Chifwema, very nearby here. It is important to note that from the time the Commission was established in 1989, the seizures of drugs recorded in 2025 have been the highest annual seizures countrywide. Key among the seizures were over the 1,500 tons that we're talking about, which were discovered in Chifwema area in Kafue district in Lusaka province. Arrests. Our collective efforts, colleagues, with other law enforcement agencies and members of the public resulted in the arrest of 4,750 persons in connection with various drug-related offenses. This depicts 0.5% annual decrease in terms of persons arrested between 2024 and 2025. In 2024, a total of 4,728 persons were arrested for various drug-related offenses. Convictions. Out of the 4,750 persons arrested, a total of 911 persons were convicted. while 21 were acquitted and 29 were discharged under various conditions. The remaining 3,789 persons were still appearing before court at various stages by the end of the period under review. Cartels dismantled. As you know, criminals work in cartels. They don't work in isolation. A total of 125 cartels involved in local and international drug trafficking activities were identified. Out of these, 102 were dismantled successfully, representing 81.6% cartel dismantling levels. Strategies to combat drug-related crimes. In a bid to effectively counter emerging threats posed by drug trafficking, the Commission has continued applying the following strategies, among others. Strengthening of intelligence sharing. Through relevant diplomatic channels, the Commission has continued strengthening and expanding its collaboration with international drug control agencies and intelligence networks. Areas of cooperation include capacity building and the provision of technical support to enhance transnational surveillance for tracking illicit drug shipments and money laundering activities. We have also strengthened the intelligence gathering and investigative operations by ensuring that we invest in the exchange of best practices and information through initiatives such as the Joint Permanent Commissions on Defense and Security and membership in regional bodies. This has resulted in increased drug seizures, identification, and destabilization of cartels, especially along common borders with Zambia's neighboring countries. The Commission has prioritized continuous professional development in order for officers to acquire cutting-edge knowledge and skills required to counter emerging crimes. Let me now take you to financial crimes investigations and asset recovery. Money laundering colleagues continues to threaten Zambia's socio-economic development, and as a testament of DEC's commitment to address the scourge, the following successes have been recorded during the period under review. Investigations. The Commission is currently managing investigations in 1,432 cumulative cases, inclusive of backlog and current cases. During the period under review, the Commission received a total of 446 reports on money laundering-related crimes. Investigations were commenced in all the reports, representing 100% commencement of investigations. Consequently, the following successes were recorded. Financial investigations and asset recovery. Through our anti-money laundering investigations unit, the Commission has continued contributing to the Treasury through the recovery of stolen public assets. The recovered assets are ultimately rechanneled towards supporting government's development programs in line with development priorities highlighted in the 8th National Development Plan. During the period under review, amounts involving over 24 million kwacha and $2 million United States dollars were placed under seizure. While some cases linked to these funds are still undergoing investigative processes, the majority are before court at various stages. Motor vehicles. The Commission seized a total of 56 motor vehicles. Out of these, 8 were forfeited to the state, while 48 are part of the cases which were still undergoing investigative and judicial processes by the close of the period under review. Helicopters. The Commission recorded a successful forfeiture of 2 helicopters, which have since been handed over to the Zambia Air Force to support the activities of that institution. Real estate properties. A total of 107 properties involving 83 houses, 24 pieces of land were seized. Out of these, 3 houses and 7 pieces of land were forfeited to the state, while the rest were still undergoing investigative and judicial processes by the end of the period under review. Let me now take you to drug demand reduction interventions. Counseling, treatment, and rehabilitation services. Drug dependence, especially among young people, continues to threaten public health, national security, and development. This is a matter of urgent public concern, which serves as a stark reminder of the need to implement coordinated, integrated, scientific, and evidence-based interventions in communities, institutions of learning, and workplaces. In this regard, the Commission has been implementing the following programs. 1. Juvenile diversion measures. The Commission recognizes that drug dependence is chronic and relapsing in nature. Therefore, there's need to repurpose and reconfigure services aimed at helping people struggling with drug abuse, their families, and caregivers. In this vein, the Commission has continued implementing the Juvenile Diversion Program in line with the provisions of the Children's Code Act and guidelines pertaining to the management of children in the criminal justice system. This includes diverting juveniles in conflict with the law from the criminal justice system towards rehabilitative and restorative measures. Perhaps I need to clarify this one. The Children's Code Act gives us guidelines on how to deal with young persons, juveniles especially. The idea is we don't want to take pleasure in getting, for example, a grade 5 boy with a bit of cannabis in his pocket. Then you take him through the process of being locked up, appearing in court, and all that traumatic experience to a young person. It will be total distraction. So this act is helping us, it guides us, so that now we are able, my office can authorize, if the office that has arrested a child gets to me and they tell me, my office can authorize the diversion of the child from the main criminal justice system and take them into rehabilitation or into counseling services so they continue with school. And we have had quite a number of young persons being allowed to go back to school so that they're not thrown out forever. Addiction counseling. A total of 898 new clients received professional counseling services for drug dependence. By the end of the period under review, 297 clients, representing 33% of those counseled, were successfully weaned and reintegrated into institutions of learning, their families, and workplaces, while the rest are still undergoing therapy at various stages. The statistics show an annual decrease of 23.1% between 2024 and 2025 in terms of new clients, and 6.5% decrease in the client's recovery rate. Between 1st January and 30th November 2024, a total of 1,167 clients were cancelled and 461 were weaned, representing 39.5% client recovery rate. On the backdrop of all these scores that we have made, the people of Zambia must understand that we do not have a rehabilitation center of our own. So all that we have is an outpatient kind of facility, where you come in, you're cancelled, you go back home, we expect you to come back tomorrow. Now, that is not the perfect scenario when it comes to rehabilitation. But I must say that government has committed itself already, and I'm sure soon we should have our rehabilitation center taking shape. I think you've heard of some initiatives that we've been doing with UNODC, and we have also made requests to other stakeholders to work together and have this rehab center become reality. Drug use prevention education. We also target prevention, colleagues. The Commission conducted media campaigns and physical drug use prevention education activities in communities, institutions of learning, and workplaces, thereby sensitizing citizens countrywide. In this vein, a total of 174 radio and television shows were aired, while 5,059 physical sensitization activities were conducted, during which 1,715 people were sensitized on the dangers of drug trafficking and abuse, economic and financial crimes. This shows 16.9% increase in terms of physical sensitization activities conducted between 2024 and 2025, and 15.2% decrease concerning people sensitized. In 2024, colleagues, a total of 4,204 physical activities were conducted, and 1,153,298 people were sensitized. The Commission remains committed to promoting a good governance through crime prevention, detection, and prosecution. We will continue intensifying our crusade against drug trafficking and money laundering crimes by recovering stolen public assets and ensuring that such assets are directed towards intended national development programs. In the 2026 fiscal year, our areas of focus will include strengthening intelligence, innovation, and partnerships to effectively and efficiently counter drug trafficking and money laundering crimes. To all criminal elements, let it be known that your days are numbered. The long arm of the law is closing in on you. You'll be arrested and prosecuted accordingly without fear or favor. Without fear or favor. Finally, on behalf of the DEC, I wish to thank all our local and international partners for their unwavering support. I also wish you all a drug-free and prayerful festive season. Challenges faced in our investigations. Right, the DEC, I know, is a government department. So we're subject to the usual budgetary constraints, but I've tried to cite my officers to try hard and work within what is given to us. The cake is very small, but it has to be spread right across. So definitely the resources are not adequate. We need more transport. I need more officers. My establishment is big enough. I think right now it's still operating at, actually I'm not coming here. I think we're still operating at maybe 50-60%, if I'm not mistaken. So you can imagine what that means. So I still need a lot of officers. So definitely manpower, I'm short. Resources, I'm short, both financial and otherwise. But government is helping us a lot. We hope to get there someday. Then, where some cases take long. No, I think now we're getting somewhere because with the new guidelines that we have with the Economic and Financial Crimes Court, the matters must be concluded within 5 months. So when you start, 5 months it must go. If you're going to be an extension again, it's just a very short one. 40-something days. So in short, in 5 months, in the Economic Crimes Court, the matters must be concluded. So this is helping us a lot because it means that it gives us a lot of work because we have to prepare adequately and ensure that when we come to court, there is no stopping. 5 months, case is done. But then we have other cases like for drugs maybe. Some of them will appear to be delayed. It's because of the procedures. If we get you now with cannabis, for example, it has to be taken to another department to be verified or confirmed that it's actually cannabis and it has the requisite amount of the illegal substance, which should make it illegal. Now, understand this. It's not us, the DEC, who have to establish that there's less than 0.3% of THC or there's more than 0.3% of THC in this particular cannabis. It's another department. Once they have done that, they give us the affidavits. That's what we take to court now. So that has created a problem. So we're hoping in future, the coming year that we've started now, we have proposals that we have made to see how we can get rid of that problem. I have personally been summoned sometimes because of over-detaining people. And when I explain to the bench, I say, it's not my desire. This is the position. I can't just arrest people for cannabis, for cocaine, because there's a delay at the lab to give me the affidavits. I release them. I'll be arrested myself. Immediately. So I just have to keep it. So I now take the risk of over-detaining people. Something I don't take pride in at all. Nobody should be detained any longer than they're supposed to be, even by 1 second. No. That's not a good place to be in. So these are some of the challenges that we face. Why higher seizures now? Now, I think we have upped our game a bit. We have tried hard to revisit some of our strategies. We have literally reformed a lot of initiatives that we use to carry out our investigations. So that now, I must mention that the other thing that has been very critical to the higher seizures we're having is the community understanding what we are doing. You know, there was a time when you reach a particular community, they look at you like the devils, people that have just come to cause them problems. But there are times now when you get into a place and you find you're well received and the community supports you. You find the traditional leadership, they are very helpful. Why? Because I personally reached out to them. I've been to almost all of them, the senior chiefs in Zambia. I've sat down with them and explained to them what we do. Some of them would say, we didn't know this is what you do. We have had workshops for Indunas in Western Province. All the Indunas. Because they also did not understand what we were doing. So you can imagine what that brings. Information starts flowing. Because now they find the field of cannabis. This is what the DEC told us. They come and report. So that collaboration with the community, traditional leadership, I think has also assisted us a lot. Other than that, we have upped the game. There's more training that we're providing to our officers on detection of these criminal activities. Is it true that Archbishop Alick Banda has been summoned? Yes, it's very, very true. We have actually summoned him. I think the call out reached him yesterday. Now, maybe I can mention a little bit here. Is summoning, okay. Let me connect number 3 and number 4. Is summoning Alick Banda political? And then, is Alick Banda being summoned? Okay, so I'll combine these two. It's true that we have summoned him. And I want you to understand this very clearly so that you take it in the right context. When there is a case that we are investigating, there are procedures, colleagues, that we follow. These procedures have nothing to do with the status of the target. The rule of law says nobody is above the law. Now, this particular case has been running for some time. We seized motor vehicles in this case. Some other people that are involved, so the ZRA case, and then we were involved as investigators. Some people have actually been convicted because government property was taken away from government and appropriated to people, individuals. Tell me what I should do as a law enforcement officer. So we issue a call out as a starting point, asking you to come because you have been mentioned in a particular activity. We want to hear your side of the story. Look, people are dubbed criminals, people are dubbed thieves in social media and so forth. We don't want that ourselves. We are professionals. We will not call you anything until it is proved in court. So we'll call you, come over, we have a chat. But here's the sad thing. When we issue a call out, colleagues, it's a private document for the person written on that document. Nason Banda, come and report at DEC headquarters. It's for me. Then me, I'll get my lawyer, get my other lawyer, and tell them, accompany me. But what do people do? The moment you get the call out, social media. Flash it. For what? It changes nothing. What's waiting for you? So to be specific, you're asking to say, is the summoning political? Not at all. There's criminality. The Hilux is here. I'll show you the Hilux. It's here. Am I right? Is it parked here? Yes, it's here. You see it. One of them. The other one is parked. We couldn't just drive it out. These are vehicles that were obtained from ZRA illegally. And then one of the vehicles is found with the same Mr. Archbishop Alick Banda that you're talking about. This is a white one. Just his name. I want to be very categorical on this one. Please, we are not politicians. We are law enforcement officers. We operate at our own time, in our own space, because we have laws that govern our activities. It's that simple. So, there's no politics involved. Let me also emphasize, please, that no, they are fighting the Catholic Church. It's politics. I'm Catholic myself. And I'm actually a very devoted Catholic, very devout. I was even chairman for my parish. And my wife afterwards was also chairman for the same parish. We're a Catholic family. His Grace, the Archbishop, is my Archbishop. Understand this? He's my Archbishop. I'm in the Archdiocese of Lusaka myself. So there's nothing political, nothing to do with the church. We are following this name. If you come and read, it does not say Archbishop. It says Alick Banda, something address and whatever. So we checked. Who got this vehicle from ZRA? So we just want to establish a few things. And that is what we're doing. It's just procedural, colleagues. It's just procedural. We'll send you a call out. Mr. Goma, if I need you tomorrow, I'll send a call. If you don't come, I'll send officers to lift you. Yes. So it's actually a very civil way of doing things. You know that? You are called quietly. Please come over. Nobody's even going to know that anybody's called. You just come over. You come and sit in this room here. These officers here will ask you the few questions that they have. Sometimes it turns out to be that by coming and that's what you clear a situation. Say, after all, he's not even involved. Yes. Many times, colleagues, we have had situations where we have closed cases. My office here has closed cases. Some people are watching me right now. They can agree. I've closed cases because after calling them, I said, no. He's not part of this team. I give instructions. This matter is closed. Is there any money we seize from him? Yes. Put it back in his account. We do that. We have done a lot of such cases. Vehicles, we bring them here. Seize them. Then we find, no, there's no case. Or the vehicle is not connected to the offense that we're investigating. I'm not ashamed to immediately guide my officers, release that motor vehicle. It's not that I don't know how to investigate. No. It's because our investigation has yielded results. Someone was giving back his vehicle. Houses, we have seized properties. For some time, we're even getting the rentals ourselves. We discovered, no. It was not actually like that. It was this way, that way, that way. Therefore, this house must be given back to the rightful owner, who is this one. And we give them back all the rentals we are getting back. That's how we operate. So when we do a call out, my sister, when we do a call out, it's because we want to have things clarified. It's just natural justice. Natural justice demands that the other side must be heard. While people speculate, that one is a thief. Us will not speculate. We will call that person. Were you at Mpundu on Friday at 16 hours? See, within 2 days I was attending a funeral in Dubai. But somebody told us, no, I wasn't. Here's my passport. Then you realize it was a wrong target altogether. I was not even there. Not anywhere near the crime scene. You let him go. But how will you know if you don't call him? Tell me, how would you know if you don't call him? So, this is basically an engagement which is just procedural. Nothing special about it. And I'm hoping as His Grace comes on, ask him to come on Monday. As he comes on Monday, let him come nicely, quietly, alone. Don't bring people that are irrelevant to the case. Just come alone. He'll ask you a few questions and we end it. Unfortunately, it won't stop, No, it won't stop. We won't stop. We want to conclude cases. Any case that we start must be concluded. I think that's what you want, the people of Zambia. You always challenge us. You're already telling us some cases are taking long. It means you're not happy. You heard at some point. The Archbishop was being mentioned in court, not me. In court. No, one vehicle was given to the Archbishop. It was mentioned in court. It's in the judgment. It's there. So what should I do myself? I leave my case hanging like that? I want to close my case also because you people pay me to do a job. I want to close my books. 2025, this is over. Now I'm looking for other criminals. These are innocent. Let them go back home. These have to go to court. That's all. Any big names with the Chifwema operation. Now what happens is the big people that are found maybe in Lusaka here and some other places, what they do is they make it a point, they make use of our innocent, for lack of a better term, not well informed relatives of ours in the village. They follow them with just some bicycles, follow them with a few things, and then tell them, you can just grow it up. They actually take seed for them. They take seed for them, very, very good seed. And then they plant that cannabis there. These people are given very little, but they end up being the ones to bear the brunt. It's very, very unfortunate. We have a few names that we're investigating. I think you are aware. We have, I can't talk about this in court. There's one gentleman who was found with big boxes of cannabis. I think they're headed for England. You're aware of that case. I can't mention it in detail. But there's such a case. So you never know where they were getting them from. The supplier gets literally nothing. They continue wallowing in the poverty. But the people that benefit